What? Can you give me your vision, Nighttime? You two have 2 peons. What is this start? What? What is Morius doing? Why did Morius give you guys 2 peons from the start? That's so weird. That's so so weird. Okay, you guys started with 2 peons. Did the 2 peons started next to each other, or were they like separated, or you know? That's so weird. Looks like Nomad on Age of Empires. Okay, next to each other. Yeah, it looks like Age of Empires kind of, because in you know Nomad Age of Empires you have like villagers scattered all across the map. That could be a fun mod, by the way, for Warcraft 2, to have a map Nomad where you have like a lot of peons everywhere, and you can you know, two peons to speed up the start. I'm not sure if it's a really good idea, but you know, it's what it is. It's not that bad. I like the fact that you can still choose where to build your hole. That's certainly interesting from Morius to do that. We'll see who got the best advantage from that. Good luck, have fun, everybody. Alright, we're going to be muted in Discord right now, and we're commenting the build of Nighttime. Nighttime playing the Lordaeron humans, starting over there, and he's building some farms. He looks like he's doing alright, 4 farms. We can see that Eternal Games on the second hand is only on 3 farms. So he's a little bit behind. He did repair his town hall. So there was that, and apparently you can chop out quite easily from both sides with only one chop. One chop to get out, one chop to get out here as well. So it's pretty cool what's happening out there. Which means if, you know, if your opponent has the same thing, that means that said, he's picking the only spot that is going to require 3. He needs to chop over here, because these are 2 tiles of tree. They will remain. These 2 tiles will remain. Only 1 tile will be removed. There you go. He can't get out from there with 1 chop. He needs 2 chop if he's gonna build chopping that, you know. Miscalculation, I think. The holes were not already built. They were given 2 peons, and you could see from the start that EGN was repairing his hole. So EGN chose to repair his hole, and Nighttime chose to build the farm right away. Tree tiles are not very easy to recognize. Oh. Simple. I don't know how to explain it, but you see how the grid is set up. We can calculate that here we have 1 tile and 2 tile, right? So we have, like, if you look at a peasant it represents exactly 1 tile, right? With the selection, it's almost exactly 1 tile. So if you look at the square of a peon, you can count how much squares you have above your peon, right? And that way you can count exactly how many tiles you have of trees. Those 3 tiles of tree could be removed right away if you remove the middle one. And the reason behind that is that in Warcraft 2, a tile of tree needs to have 1 tile supporting it vertically. So any tile of tree cannot exist in the game if it's not supported by 1 tile vertically, right? So in other terms, if I remove the middle tile, so this tile of tree, that tile of tree becomes orphan because it's not supported by another one vertically, so it will disappear. And this tile of tree also is orphan if I remove the middle one, and so it will also disappear. I can show you the grid really quickly. So this tile here will disappear if you remove that one, but also this one because it gets removed, right? So if you remove the middle one, it removes the 3 tiles. if we look at somewhere where we have two tiles, like for example here, we have two tiles. If I remove one or the other, the two tiles will be removed at the same time, right? So those two tiles are one tree cannot. You see that tree always requires two tiles to be drawn, and so you always need two tiles. Here is three tiles. If I remove the middle one, the three tiles will get removed. Yeah. And here, if I move a pawn here and I chop diagonally here, I can remove the three tiles over there. If I move a pawn here and I chop there, I remove the three tiles. Right, it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's what it is. Here you can see what is happening, right? Those two tiles of tree will be removed, but the two tiles that are behind will remain. So we have two tiles of tree that remains here and two tiles that get removed there, right? And we have two tiles remaining here. And you can see one tree takes exactly two tiles. See, that's just one tree, right? And it takes one and two tiles. I think I've never shown it as precisely as here, but it's what it is. Horizontally, it doesn't matter. You can have only one tile of tree horizontally. It doesn't matter. But you can see that vertically, that tree does not exist if it's not, you know, like it needs the two tiles to exist, right? Because it has a height of 2, a width of 1 at minimum. Those two tiles of tree will be removed if you removed any of those. Yeah, I removed the grid, but I think you see it now, right? So you don't need the grid to see what's happening. Again, two tile of tree. When you see one tree like this, you know it's two tiles. You have the bottom tile and you have the top tile with the top of the tree and a little bit of, you know, spare room above it. Actually, you have exactly that much spare room. There you go. That's what you've got. That's your tile of tree. Same here, two tiles of tree, both will be removed. So if you have two peons chopping that piece of wood, just remove one of those two because they are chopping the same tree. And so they are going to be, you know, one peon will have to just move anyway once the tree is chopped. Right, so this is good, this is good. This is going to remove two tiles, this removes the two tiles over there, and this removes the two tiles there. So this is pretty efficient. And so nighttime looking pretty good, expanding already. And we see black, which is Eternal Games, not expanding yet. Holding a 3v3 choke point, which is not ideal. He would have probably preferred being there. That said, better the 3v3 than what's coming if ever nighttime gets through, because we have a number disadvantage. Funny enough, he's still closed on that side, and so nighttime doesn't know where he's coming from, which is kind of funny. They could also try and hop over there. I would hop with a peon. You can hop very easily. If you build a shipyard over there, for example, you can hop. Yeah, nighttime can do a lot. Like, it depends. Nighttime really, you know, he doesn't always play at the same level. Sometimes he plays well, sometimes he doesn't. So what is gonna happen here, guys? If that peon chops first, this peon has empty hands, right? Why is that? Because you have one tile of tree over here, right? And that peon is chopping the tile above it. If that peon chops first, this tile disappears. That peon has nothing in his hands. But fortunately for nighttime, it was the other way around. Same here, they are chopping the same tree. So one of those peons, regardless of who that is, one of those peons will return empty-handed. So you have, if that was my wood line, I would select one of those two peons and I would send it chopping elsewhere because they are chopping the same tree basically. See, that peon has to restart chopping. Wanted to show you that as well. Does that help, Paulo? Do you now understand better how tree works? How trees work in Warcraft 2? It is actually very valuable knowledge, believe it or not. All of this is gonna disappear because they are exactly two tiles in height, so they will all get removed. But I think you know how to look at it now, so it's gonna help, right? You can train yourself, like look at this wood line, for example, right? This peon is chopping that tile of tree, this one is chopping an empty tile because this one will be removed when this one finishes. This guy is chopping this tile of tree, so it will remove that one, so this one is chopping an empty tile. This one is removing this tile of tree, so this one will remove also an empty tile. So you have like a lot. See, that peon just had a complete reset, he had to start all over again. Why would you give up, EGN? What happened? What happened? Don't know what happened. He said I don't know, and I didn't see what was happening before. He wasn't doing that bad, I think. Wasn't doing that bad. He could have tried to expand, and if he doesn't find an expansion, he could actually hop on the river to get on the other side. Oh, where there are more gold mines. I could have shown him his expo. I'm sorry, I didn't check on that.